All right, so just answering some of your questions here. Got a question about chronic fatigue. So is chronic fatigue a symptom of an overactive sympathetic system and amygdala? What an amazing question. So there is a correlation and many times a causation between emotional trauma and a dysregulated nervous system and chronic health conditions, for sure. The literature says this very clearly. When we look at chronic fatigue, there are a lot of things that can cause chronic fatigue. Not only can being overstressed cause chronic fatigue, right? Where you're just, sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, go, run, be overwhelmed, take on more, have anxiety, push through, have coffee, have stimulants, do more. Absolutely, that can cause chronic fatigue. But what's even more interesting and less thought of is that when there are emotions in the body that you are either not aware of or trying to not feel, meaning you're either dissociated from them. Dissociation means you don't know they're there, but they're there. Repression means that you're intentionally pushing them down, right? Repressed emotions. And so what's even more interesting though is that part of the brain's job is not just to have an amygdala and a fight or flight response. For sure, that's a big part of the limbic system. But another part of the brain's job is to cut us off from understanding and feeling all the really subcortical body processes. Like you're not aware of digesting food or, blood being oxygenated or cells dividing or ATP synthesis or any of these things. You're not consciously aware of those subcortical processes, those in the body processes. And the same thing is true for emotional dissociation. So when we are dissociated from emotions that are a lot of times below the neck, you don't know that you have them, you're not feeling them, your brain is on overdrive trying to keep you dissociated from these emotions that it's hard to feel. So not only can chronic fatigue be caused by an overactive sympathetic nervous system where you end up with adrenal fatigue, but even more so, your brain is using up so much ATP, so much energy, keeping emotions down that can additionally be a cause for chronic fatigue. So when we have clients who calm their sympathetic affect, their sympathetic nervous system, their fight or flight response, and they improve what's called their interoception, which is understanding what's happening on the inside of their body and how they're feeling and where those feelings are and how old they think they are and all those different interoceptive skills. When you bring those emotions into your conscious awareness, you absolutely can have chronic fatigue symptoms lessen. And so if you're experiencing chronic fatigue, definitely see a functional medicine doctor so you can do all the appropriate medical things. But start to think about not just calming your sympathetic nervous system, but improving your interoception and improving your relationship with your emotional body. Hope that helps.